What is up, crypto junkies? Welcome to another crypto news segment. Boy, oh boy, do we got some juicy stuff to cover with you today. So let's dive right in and grab a couple headlines. First off, decentralized exchange BHEX, that's BHEX, has raised 15 million in a recent funding round in which major exchanges like OKCoin and Huobi participated. Various blockchain-related companies have formed the Blockchain Association of Mexico, the first such organization in the country. And now let's get into the news. Zcash was announced for Coinbase. That used to be a really big deal. Like, that used to get things pumped. The price would go up. Everyone would lose their mind. Panic would ensue. Now we can see that it doesn't really do anything because these are 4-hour candles. As you can see, that posted maybe right around here, this first one of these first couple November 29th candles. So it's done effectively all. And that's, you know, rightfully so. One could argue that the whole market's down, but also too, there just isn't the, doesn't pack the punch like it used to, you know? Let's rewind just 1 year ago today, and everyone was getting ready to lose their mind over Bitcoin Cash getting launched and getting listed. So yeah, at 10 a.m. November 29th. So that was right what we were just looking at on the chart. We will accept deposits for at least 12 hours prior to enabling trading. So there you go. They continue on their roadmap exactly like they said. I think the only ones that are left are XLM and another one I can't remember. Okay, next story, interesting development coming from Raul Sood. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's the CEO of Unicorn Company, which is an esports betting platform and cryptocurrency company. OKEX straight up asked us to increase volume by any means necessary or get delisted. Wonder why SEC won't approve ETFs yet? Sorry, OKEX, we'd rather focus on our business, not yours. Oops. Goes on to full thread of just essentially talking shit and hailing Bittrex as a really good exchange that does not play games and does not bullshit around, which I would tend to agree with. They're one of the few that doesn't have fake volume or manipulate in any sort of way the volume numbers or have some sort of fake liquidity. So there you go. He's supposedly doing a Medium post. That will be interesting to see what shakes out of that. Next up, and you know what's funny is, like, I'm literally going through the Discord chat with all these story pieces because I've been posting like a madman into the feed channels, and we will soon have the auto feeds linked back up and have those posting as well. So I believe this broke on Rudder or Reuter, however you pronounce it, R-U-T-E-R-S, I don't know. Rudder's business, and essentially Floyd Mayweather Jr. and hip-hop mogul DJ Khaled were both charged by the SEC over the initial coin offerings that they promoted because they failed to disclose that they were promotions. Okay, so here's the exact piece that I'm going to show you without admitting or denying the findings. Mayweather and Khaled agreed to pay disgorgement, penalties, and interest. Mayweather agreed to pay $300,000 in disgorgement, a $300,000 penalty, and $14,775 in prejudgment interest. Khaled agreed to pay $50,000 in disgorgement, a $100,000 penalty, and $2,725 in prejudgment interest. In addition, listen here. In addition, Mayweather agreed not to promote any securities, digital or otherwise, for 3 years, and Khaled agreed to a similar ban for 2 years. Mayweather also agreed to continue to cooperate with the investigation, hinting that there's an ongoing investigation into the ICO itself and the company itself. Centratech Inc. That's right. And it was like a credit card, I think. Like a crypto credit card. It's not looking too good for that whole company. This is, I knew they were gonna go after these guys. I believe right after they did the promotions, people started talking about SEC is going to go after them. Here we are. I believe this has almost been a year later, and we're starting to see this actually come through to fruition. So very interesting stuff there. Okay, let's grab this next piece here and do this first. UBS, the guy's name is Paul Donovan. I don't know who he is. I don't know. He's a chief economist. Okay, there it is. He called in to CNBC Fast Money, total credible reporting agency on the state of Bitcoin affairs. They've been totally accurate. If you can't hear my sarcasm, then you need to turn up the volume. So being totally sarcastic here, but it's interesting that there's still people taking this hard line. He is claiming it's time to bury Bitcoin. Some interesting comments have been posted. Shout out to the crypto dog. It's time to bury UBS, he says. The firm behind the bold call is down 41% in a golden bull market. How embarrassing. Next up, talking about UBS, bank bosses trial over money laundering. There's a huge Deutsche Bank scandal going on still, and UBS is also getting wrapped up in some of this as well, and some of the money laundering activity and tax evasion as well. So interesting that that same guy is saying that it's time to bury Bitcoin and not praising it. On the other side, unequivocal yes. New York Stock Exchange chair says Bitcoin and crypto are here to stay. As if you needed his approval, Jeff Sprecher said, he's the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange and CEO of its parent company, Intercontinental Exchange, or ICE, has said that it is here to stay. That is the same guy who is launching Backed in January, just so you know. Okay, Dan Larimer is already working on his next project. This is a guy who is part of the EOS team, and he's walking away from EOS. He was also involved in Steam in the early days. Steam just announced the other day that they're going to lay off 70% of its employees, and that project is essentially dead. He was also involved in BitShares in some sort of way, and BitShares is also dead. Here we are, what is this, fifth time? Maybe be the charm for him. He is once again going to start a new project that is going to be Bitcoin, or strive to be the real Bitcoin. I don't know. It's confusing. There you have it. I'm sure this is going to crush the EOS project, which is already, to me, in shambles between the controversy of the Constitution, between some of the wallet activity we've seen, public statements made from that whole core team, and really what's going on there. So everyone's dogging on him. That like this is probably my favorite comment. I'm sure he can solve this problem if he can just raise 50 billion, meaning that he'll fundraise once again and do a new crypto project, and who knows what'll happen with it. If he's walked away from 4 other projects, batting record isn't that good, but I wonder how many people are going to be getting in line to give this guy money again. Let's end it on a high note here. Jake Cervinsky, another huge thread. If you've got time, all these links as usual will be underneath the video. Here's everything you should know about the Blockvest decision and airdrop tokens. This is good. We started hearing about airdrop tokens a couple months ago. We weren't sure what was going to happen with it because it started to air in the territory of securities, and this is a 12-part by Marco here. You'll see his Twitter on the screen now. In short, courts say if you only give something away for free, I mean only, no sales at all, then it's not an investment contract. That is really getting into interesting territory with affiliate marketing, isn't it? I'm gonna do a full video probably breaking this down. It's already posted in the Discord for you guys. You'll get the link underneath the video if you wanna jump through it yourself. I haven't read the full thread, but if I find some juicy stuff that I cannot deny needs to be talked about, then you bet your bottom dollar I will shoot a dedicated video just for this. Where I want to leave this is, I get asked pretty often, am I like a crypto bull or a crypto bear? You know, I think some people get stuck in being a perma bear or a perma bull. I don't know what the future of Bitcoin is. I know that all the cards and everything that is lining up perfectly, coincidentally, is that the price was pulled down just before we got Fidelity, we got Backed, and we got big institutional players coming into this space, and there just coincidentally happens to be something that's also called a secondary bear market, and this has to do with institutions driving the price down and proven patterns from the past. When have we hit the bottom? Have we not? That's a common question that people got on the mind, and it's not one that I'm willing to put my name on the line and answer. I think we've got lower to go. But interestingly enough, on the 4-hour in Bitcoin, we see a double bottom, and it's now hasn't broken out, but it's retesting essentially a freshly created support line in the last 10 days, which is really, really important. If it does break up or break out, that is your indication that you would then enter into a long position, in case you weren't aware. And I'm sure if you were to zoom in and start to look at some other indicators, you would have probably already gotten your answer on that. I'm literally just glancing at it as I'm chatting to you. But I do think that they're gonna let this thing run a little bit loose through mid-December or in January. What that ends up being, I don't know. I'm unwilling at this point to put a dollar figure on it. I was one of the guys who said 30 to 50,000 estimates in 2017. And you know what's funny though, is I still stand by we would have gotten that if futures contracts wouldn't have been released, but they were, and I didn't know that, what those represented and what those actually meant. I was really dumb. They ended up taking the price action the exact opposite way. I do believe that all year long there's been a play on shorting on futures and accumulating over-the-counter or OTC as the perfect hedge for big institutions, and now is when they're really accumulating while they've pulled it down below 4,000 and it's sitting in this 3,600 to 4,300 territory. I think that they're massively accumulating. So that's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm assuming for. Again, at the basic, like let's start back at the doorway here. Institutions wouldn't be coming in if it was going down to zero. Institutions wouldn't be coming in if they weren't accumulating a load of it. Put those two together and what you get is you get prime pump for manipulation. And that's just, I don't know, I think it's pretty clear as day, but I can see to where some people won't understand that. That is, we'll end it there with my thoughts overall on what's going on with Bitcoin. I still feel really, really good about first quarter of 2019, and we'll see how much of that action actually starts hitting next month in December and go from there. Well, that's all you can ever do is keep dialing in your plan and keep hedging your risk and keep diversifying. Even if you take a lower ROI, but you have a lower risk stance in the positions themselves, it is 100% worth it to diversify. But there you go. If you like this video, click the like button, or if you just want to show some support to the channel, place a comment below if you want to interact. And if this is your first time to the channel, click on the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and be on the lookout. We'll be dropping more content soon. Let's now cue the advertisement for you guys to hopefully support the channel and buy some merch. These little purchases go a long way. Understand that I try to pull the, suck out a lot of the profits in these t-shirt campaigns that we run. We're making like $2 to $5 per t-shirt, and the reason why is because I want you guys to get the cheapest possible price on the highest quality, best stuff we can give you, so that you're more likely to buy it, right? You're more likely to rep it. So anyways, these $2, $5 here and there do go a long way to help us continue to grow. So thank you so much. We'll cue that now. See you in the next video.